I want to make one really quick comment before we get to resources, because paint colors always brings up the idea of property rights. And people say, nobody can tell me what to do with my property, and this is a property rights issue, and you are absolutely correct. Historic preservation is all about property rights, your property rights, not the property rights of the builder or the speculator who comes into your neighborhood and wants to tear down something and build something else and get his money and leave and never have to deal with it again. The city of Houston requires a pretty high percentage of approval to make a historic district go. So the neighborhood has said, we want it to continue to look like this. There's a reason we moved into this neighborhood. We want it to stay that way. And the law not only enables but requires the city to then manage the physical environment of that historic district on your behalf. That's what it does. It's a property rights issue for the people who live there and own property there right now, not folks who just want to come in and make a dime and skedaddle. Okay, so if you have friends who are saying, I don't want anybody to preserve my house or tell me about historic preservation because that's against my property rights, you can tell them it's for your property rights. It's for you guys. And the city is willing to stand up and take the heat so that you guys have a nice neighborhood that you want to continue to live in. That's my 2 cents. Not necessarily speaking for the city of Houston right this second, but that's my 2 cents. And I'll bang that gong all day because I believe in it so strongly. Okay, the last thing that's in the guidelines are a glossary and an inventory, which is just a list of the properties in the district. And it has some information about when they were built and that sort of thing. Okay, so we have all this information. It's been created. What do we do with it? Well, it's a reference piece. Like we said, it's something that you can use when you're planning a project, or if you have some questions you think, gosh, I really want to put an addition on, what's likely to go? Okay, number one, go talk to the planning department. But just for your own knowledge, before you go in, you can read the design guidelines and get some good information so you know what questions do I have, what do I need to ask about, what information might I need to bring with me, and so forth and so on. Okay. It's also really good if you're working with an architect, especially one who hasn't worked with historic buildings before. It's very helpful to share with your design professionals. We know plenty of architects who are fabulous with historic buildings, and there are plenty of people who just haven't had that experience. And they just don't know what's appropriate or what you can and should do. There are a lot of really creative ways to do good things for your house that don't muck it up and still achieve all your goals. So share that with your design professionals too, but always, always call our friends in the planning department, and here's how to get a hold of them. All kinds of different ways. You can email, you can call on the phone, you can stop in and see them, although I would suggest calling make an appointment first to make sure that somebody's available because they're really, really busy. You can also go to the website to get more information. And the important thing is, when you have questions, get the facts from the horse's mouth. Get the facts from the people who know what they're talking about. Your neighbor down the road might have really good intentions and might steer you completely wrong. So make sure you talk to these folks and they will help you through this process. Okay, I told you it was going to be short and sweet. Hopefully it was sweet. We're going to take questions now. Anything you want to ask, I can give you beauty tips if you want, but I think we'll stick to historic preservation. Any questions that anybody has about how this works, or, yeah?
When you say you want to do an alteration or what have you, the first stop is going to be with the Germantown planning?
The city planning office, yes. And these folks deal with the entire city of Houston. The Germantown Historic District is the 19th historic district designated by the city. And I think, I don't know what the,
Yeah.
oh, 20th.
The 20th,
Oh, yeah.
yes.
Gosh, I don't know how many total you have. I mean, it's in the tens of thousands, right?
Of number of properties?
The properties?
It's about 6,400.
Oh, okay, not that many. So about,
Still a lot.
yeah, 6,400 properties that they work with property owners on to go through this process. So